Alright y'all, what's up y'all? It's your girl Key, back with another episode of Key's Korner. And today we have a few guests on the show. I want to introduce them to y'all. We're going to put them out there for y'all to connect with them. And we're going to get the ball rolling. So can you introduce us and who you are, your name?
My name is Eldrick English. Most of everybody know me by L. That's what I go by. My YouTube, I'm Mr. Jack of all trades, so a lot of people know me by that name too. Also, I got my lady here.
Hi, I'm Angelica Reed. I'm from Fort Worth, but I do hair in Tyler. I'm a cosmetologist, so my business is Comb Talk Hair, and I'll just be giving you guys a spill on what I do today.
Perfect. So, Mr. L, can you go ahead and give us a brief description of what you do? And like more of who you are, what you do, what business you're into, and just to share your journey with us.
Well, my business is Superb Guap Textiles. We mostly just specialize in everything as far as like cotton based. We're a wholesale company. We're only online. We deal with everything as far as t-shirts, hoodies, leggings for women, dresses, even essentials, home decor, even some hardware. It's pretty broad as far as everything we got. So I got, I deal with crypto. I teach crypto, teach a little bit about real estate, a little bit about credit. Pretty well rounded with everything. Mostly everything when dealing with money. That's mostly what my channel is based upon, because I mostly really deal with. I understand that our people, we need finances, so that's mostly what I want to push and try to educate everybody on.
Can I borrow something from you?
Especially as far as business, man. So we got a lot of creative people, and we just need that information. That's it, man.
Nice, Miss Angelica. Can you tell us about your business and your cosmetology and how you pretty much got started on that?
Okay, so I've been doing hair. I've been doing my own hair since I was 11, but I've been doing other people's hair probably when I got out of high school, so my senior year. So I've been doing it probably about 10 years now. I have my business, it's Comb Talk Hair. We specialize in hair accessories, lashes, of course. We have 15 millimeter, 25 millimeter, and 30. So all your hair and lash accessories you can get on there. I'm working on like women's apparel. I do have my own brand coming out very soon. Just getting all of that together. I'll be having purses on there, women's clothing, all of that. So y'all just stay tuned. But yeah, I'll just, I guess, put my link.
We'll put all y'all. We'll put all the information in the description so y'all can.
I actually left a little bit out about me. I do so much, but
take over. Go ahead.
I'm a breeder.
Okay. What kind of?
I'm a barber. I just do a regular American bully.
Okay.
We just had
just the standards.
A litter, and he's what, 5 months now?
Yeah, we got him. But it's just very broad on pretty much everything that I indulge in. But mainly teaching is my main thing. As far as my business, how I really got into it, I got into it by VOA at Charleston White with as far as like my whole vendor program and everything. I kind of got introduced with that, but just everything from just me figuring out getting up until this point. Of course it's been like a journey, of course. Kind of like figuring out what I really wanted to do.
For sure, yeah.
And I think a lot of people get to that point in life, like at the directions in life, like what do I do? Like, especially if you thought you was gonna be, doing something other than what you may not be doing what you want to do at a certain point in life than what you thought you was. So most of the time it's kind of like that. With me, I'm from Big Louisiana. It's North Bossier, as you would say. I went to high school in Shreveport, and with the shift from that, which was kind of different. So it was kind of not a culture shock, but I would say I kind of take everything as like a case study, so to speak. Everything's a case study for me.
Of course.
So of course the environment is a little bit different. Of course Benton, Shreveport, Loyola, but not too much of a difference because you know I'm going from Benton to a private school, but still very different. Public school, private school is totally different. So
right, it is,
of course there's a transition. But you know, the experience was definitely great. But you know, I thought, you know, I was one of the top athletes in the city coming out of high school. And you know, of course, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna go to the league. That's what I want to do, right? In my mind, you know, just going off of abilities. And you know, coming out of high school, and a lot of us, we know what we want to do, but as far as like guidance and direction, a lot of us really lack it.
Don't have that, yeah.
A lot of us really ain't got that in our back corner, you know. And for the ones that do, you know, that's great. But it's a very, very, very large percentage of us that don't. So with me, just I was, what was that, athlete of the year. So I'm thinking I'm finna go, you know, straight 1-2 years. I'm going to league. That's on my mind at the time. But unfortunately, things didn't happen like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Due to the lack of guidance and, you know, as far as the whole recruitment process and everything, you know what I'm saying, I kind of fell between the cracks between everything. And you know, on this journey, you know, I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna put this sports thing down, because you know I'm getting not that I'm getting older, but I'm getting to the point where I'm like, you know, I need money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to get to the bread. So I just put all that to the side and just got straight into business. And you know, it took me like 2 years to really just kind of conjure everything up that I really wanted to do, you know what I'm saying, before graduating college. And I attended Texas College, by the way. It's a HBCU in East Texas. Enjoyed my time there. It was quite a culture shock there too also. So me coming from a private school,
right,
you feel what I'm saying? So I'll walk y'all through these experiences. So you know, with me just trying to figure everything out, I'm like, you know, I want to be a businessman one day. I want to, you know, buy a big nice home. I want to drive nice cars. You know, I want to do the finer things in life. You know what I'm saying? I want to be upper echelon. That's where I want to be. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out how can I get there?
Right.
Where is my avenue? I can't use sports no more. That's over with. I can, but it's gonna take some pain to go with that.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it, but you know, just to keep it real, you know, and just for all y'all athletes out there that do see this, and those that have, you know, went through this process, and the ones that's been to, you know, everybody ain't gonna make it. You feel what I'm saying? I was the best in this city. I say one of the best in this country too, along with others. You feel what I'm saying? But everybody's not gonna make it, you know. So you always, like they say, you want to have some type of backup plan and some type of, you know, broaden idea as far as your thinking when it comes to just narrowing yourself like that. You know, it's kind of like putting a flea in a jar. You know, once you put that flea in that jar, at a certain amount of time, it's gonna realize that, you know, I can only jump so high. I'm gonna hit the ceiling of this can. So versus without being in that jar, you know, that flea is open to more things than just being confined in that one jar. So that's how I look at kind of a lot of us are. We kind of box ourselves in on, you know, what we really want to. We're not really broadening our horizon.
Right, so a lot of us underestimate ourselves and what it is that we're actually capable of doing.
Exactly.
So we don't know until we actually get out there to explore those possibilities and those opportunities. You got to create the opportunities.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, you know, you just don't know all of your abilities until you actually figure out. You know what I'm saying? Figure out that you got the ability. So it's kind of like with me. You know, just like I consider myself jack of all trades. You know, I was top notch in football, basketball, whatever I did, it was, you know what I'm saying, I did it to the top. I was top notch with it, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't just no person that was out there just participating. You feel what I'm saying? So I even took that same mentality that I had for sports, and that same grit and that same competitive spirit. I took that straight to business and to learning. Yeah. So I understood that I didn't know anything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I didn't know much. So I had to actually sit down and teach myself.
Right, humble yourself in that moment.
I had to teach myself. I had to sit down. Even though I'd been through all this school, I've been in a private school. It's like probably one of the most top high schools in this country that I graduated from. So I'm equipped with knowledge, but I don't know anything when it
Right.
comes to real
Living,
spirit. Yes,
yeah.
we would call, well, I call spirituality,
For sure.
which is finances. You know, if you look in the Black's Law's dictionary, you know, the definition for spirituality is nothing to do with church or praying or anything like that. It's actually monetary. So we have to actually take that, you know, deep into consideration. You know, just like we practice our religion or whatever it may be spiritually, we got to devote that same time and energy to finances.
Right, yeah.
Because that's what our people need.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what we need. And so I went on, like, of course, I like to smoke weed. Okay, everybody, just about every other person,
Right.
Yeah.
is a marijuana consumer. So I actually took a 6-month break from that, and during, you know, this 6-month break, I'm like 23 at this time. So I'm actually I'm going through it. I'm not going through it because I don't actually need weed, but you know, it's a change. You feel what I'm saying?
Mentally,
it's
yeah.
a change, and you know, kind of mentally, you know, open your mind up a little bit more. You know, you ain't kind of fogged up always. You know, even though it may, you know, spark some creativity.
Because it's really a gateway drug.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
And it's not even a drug, but it does lead you to different gateways of understanding and stuff like that, knowledge-wise.
Right,
You know?
right. So, you know, and I say too, you know, that's not for everybody.
It's not.
It's not. You know what I'm saying? You really got to have a strong head. If it was me, you shouldn't be 25. You should be 25 before you start smoking weed, because I say that the brain isn't fully developed until age 24. Your prefrontal cortex isn't developed until age 24. So your brain is still developing. It hasn't fully developed for you to, you know, cognitively really just make those right decisions that you should. You feel what I'm saying? And kind of, you know, of course, like I say, it may spark creativity, but still you may be lacking, you know, on that back end, the things that you really should be getting to as far as the knowledge.
For sure.
So that's what it was for me. It kind of was like a wake up. It kind of was like I was, as people would say, they became woke.
Yeah.
I became conscious. So I'll say I started my spiritual journey, I would say my conscious journey at the age of 23. I kind of like sheltered myself at home, just in front of YouTube, just searching information, you know, deciphering information. You know, I had a South Korean instructor who told me, he was like, I was taking this class, and he was like, you know, he gave us homework assignments, and it was just easy, like look up these words and just turn them in. You know what I'm saying? Look up the definitions of these words, and I'm turning in this homework, and I'm like, he giving me D's and C's. I'm like, bro, these definitions, are you playing with me right now? You feel what I'm saying? So I go to him like, bro, like, tell me what's up. Like, what's the real issue here? Because I'm giving you what you asked for. He was like, no, you're not. And I was like, so what you really mean? He was like, just because I tell you to go and search for a certain definition or to find a certain word, he said, that don't mean you just like pick the first thing that pops up or the first 3 things. He said, you're gonna have to learn to decipher information. He said, there's gonna be so much information out there, which it is, that to where, you know, it's gonna be good and a whole bunch of bad. So you have to really just pick from which ones it is. So it's just that he taught me a tool of deciphering information and finding the actual good information, the information that's repetitive and the information that's sourceful. So that taught me a tool. So I had to go to the approach as it like this. I had to define self first. So I had this other my criminal justice professor. He from Mississippi, from Pearl, Mississippi. He got goals in his mouth. You know, he's the, you know, not your typical criminal justice instructor.
Yeah.
He's Crip Superior, formerly.
Okay.
Just crazy background. But anyways, really brilliant guy. Shout out to him. He actually kind of woke me up. But he asked me one day in class, you know, how they kind of introduce everybody, you know. he was saying, everybody tell us who you are, where you from, and you know, he got to asking people, you know, where you from, and he was meaning like, tell me about where you're from, like not just, you know, oh, I'm from here and this is this, like what about where you're from? Tell me, why is it that?
The environment, background, that kind of thing.
Why is it named Shreveport? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
Who named it this?
Right, exactly.
Why is it called this? What is the full reason?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So when he come to ask me, you know what I'm saying, about where I'm from, I couldn't really tell him anything. So that just sent me on this journey, like I need to really dig into what is it about me? What about me? It's like, you know, it's a big question mark. Where am I from?
Exactly.
Who am I? You know, so I go back into researching, you know, who I really am. I go to my mother's side, I go to my father's side, you know, I even go back as far as to talking to elders in my family, you know, trying to figure out where we really from. So sometimes you got to take that journey approach of it too, but not go so deep. And I didn't go too deep because it's only so far that you can't go to an extent.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Other than, you know, you doing your DNA testing or whatever, which is great and cool. You know, I hadn't did that yet, so I really don't fully know who I really am. I got people right now that'll put their whole wallet that I'm Jamaican when they see these puffs in my head. You feel me? It's happened countless of times. So I was like, bro, I'm not Jamaican. I don't know. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you what the majority of blood I am. So you know, I just go into doing just this research on self first. So after I go into digging into self, I dig into where I'm from. So once I discover all these things of where I'm actually from, my town, then I go to the state, the history of the state, and then I go from the history of the state to the history of the country, right? So I had to get a full understanding of who I was and who my people were.
For sure.
Right, so just through digging through information, deciphering information. And YouTube is your friend, y'all. Trust me. YouTube has a lot of good information. A lot of people don't learn well just sitting here reading books. I know I don't. I'll sit here and go to sleep reading a book. You feel what I'm saying? But if I'm really into it, then it intrigues me. But you know, a lot of people are visual learners, so that's kind of the best way to learn, especially these our generation or whatever. You know, we kind of real technical. So I go from that to religion. You know, of course, a lot of us, you know, raised Baptist. You know, my father's even a minister. You know, me and him even clash sometimes on certain topics. You know, when it comes to the Bible. You know.
Yeah.
For example, you know, Noah and the fish. You feel what I'm saying? You know, what whale swallows, if you know anything about whales or anything that's that big that's capable of swallowing a human.
Nigga, I was in the belly for 3 days, nigga, but I shook back. I'm alright.
If you know anything about whales, you know what I'm saying? A whale can't swallow anything bigger than an orange. You feel what I'm saying? So, let alone living inside of a whale's body for 3 days without it, what, you didn't miss any skin or anything. You know, so these questions come about, you know. But, you know, even to where, you know, these are just the debates me and my people go through. You know, I have nothing against the religion. You know, I went to a Catholic school. You know, they didn't try to convert me to Catholicism or nothing like that. They made us learn about like 30 different religions. We had an actual class that was specifically for religion, to where, of course, you're going to know about Catholicism, the basics, you feel what I'm saying? The Eucharist, the homily, and all this different little basic stuff. And but you're going to go through Hinduism, Buddhism, you know, you're going to go through all these different religions that they're going to teach you about. So it's not that they just trying to, you know, convert you just because you go to their school. So, you know, it's all cool, and it's a great experience as far as you know, studying all those different religions. So, you know, I even go back to, you know, Jesus. You know, the letter J didn't come into the alphabet until 1524. You know, created by Gianni Trucidio. He's an Italian who actually created 2 letters of the alphabet, J and I. So, who was these people calling upon Jesus before this time? What name? What did they call him? Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I just, you know, it's just certain things, you know, I feel like, you know, religion is a certain way to control us in a certain way. due to spirituality. You feel what I'm saying? It kind of throws off our track of what spirituality really is, you know. So on that note, you know, it just brings about a big debate. So, you know, I say, you know, God wouldn't be mad at me if I wasn't part of any religion. You know what I'm saying? Why would God be mad at me if, you know, I didn't choose to, you know, indulge on any type of religion? You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be mad.
Yeah.
I'm not atheist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I do believe there is a God. You feel what I'm saying? Of course, you know, all of this isn't just by accident.
Right. Nothing is.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's very coincidental. So, you know, everything on earth is just works into conformity.
For sure.
You know, even the ants, you
For
know,
sure.
they're damn near like people, except they just on a very microscopic scale. You know, if it wasn't for jellyfish, we wouldn't be able to eat anything out of the sea. Damn near, probably couldn't even live. Damn near, if it wasn't for the jellyfish. So it's just so many things that just Earth, you know, kind of just works into conformity. But anyway, on the religion side, you know, I had to dig deep into that, and you know, ask a whole lot of questions. You know, within myself, you know, do I really want to be a part of this? You know, let's say, if you even see the word, it'll pop up a lot of times in the Bible. You'll see the word, which is sorcery, pharmakeia, pharmacy. This is all, you know, if you look into the Greek concordance of the Bible, you know, it's witchcraft.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and the word, you know, doctor means teacher, and you know, witch is really means wise. So what do we got? Wise teachers, but they call them witches. So we mistake them as being, you know, something bad. So it's a lot of confusion, right?
It's
So,
22 to a lot of things.
right. So I just rather stay out of it. You know, one thing I do know, you feel what I'm saying? I do know myself. For first and foremost, I know me, and I know that I've been around Earth 27 times. So long as I know that, and I know self, and I know that God created us in His image, so you know, of course, we are part of Him. So I feel as though God is good and evil. You feel what I'm saying? So on the religion part, that's why I had to just leave it. You know, we got so many different factions,
right,
within our people. You know, we got the Moors over here, we got the Israelites over here, we got the Baptists over here, and we got the who else we got? It's so many of us. It's so many of us. You know, it's like a new group every week. So
it is.
So like, if you get a room of 50 people, you know, you probably can pick a different denomination out of every person.
Right.
As far as black people, so it boils down to common customs. You know, what can we all agree on? You know, every other race has their own religion that they're gonna. Mexicans are gonna be Catholic. The white people, you know, they got their own little thing where they may go Catholic, Baptist, and that's probably it. And you know, you got the Asian community. They're gonna be mostly what I would say, Buddhism over on that way. You know, and that breaks down into different factions, but it all runs back to be the same.
For sure, yeah.
But when it comes down to us as black people, you know, we can't come to agreement on anything.
Yeah.
Religion, food, where we're actually from.
Right. Yeah.
Some of us believe we're from Africa. Some of us think we was already here.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it breaks down to common customs, and common customs are simply things that races all agree upon, and religion is just one. Well, we in disarray with everything. So I just decided to leave it alone. So I go from the religion part, right? Because I realized this one thing. Actually, I had this another professor in my HBCU too. Her name is Rosalind Datis. She's of African descent. I'm not sure which part of Africa she's from, but she was my sociology. My sociology teacher. She told me, and I actually end up damn near teaching. I'm teaching the class towards the end of the semester. So that just lets you know how much trust and how much she saw in me, within teaching the class. And I'm coming out the dome. I'm not even really on curriculum, because we talking about people that's controlled. A lot of socialism.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So you know, the how people communicate and just the way we are as people and how everything is set up today is just not by coincidence. You know, it's put together.
Right.
So she was telling me one day, she was like, you know, you're really smart, you know. I like the way your outlook is on everything. She's like, but you know, you gotta understand this, you know. It's like they got you in 3 things. They got you in the church, they got you in the school, and they got you at work. Mm-hmm. And so this is what she was really meaning. She was saying they got control of you over the church,
yep.
which is the control, because they've taken these books and rewritten them over and over and over and over and over again, over hundreds of years in time. You feel what I'm saying? It's almost, we know that this Bible that we got, or the one that we look at. I mean, shit, how many Bibles is it? We got a Bible it's so many different versions of Bibles. Which one do we look through?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's really wild, and you know, you got all these different type of missing books and all this different stuff. So like, why all the books can't be in one? You feel what I'm saying? Why these books have to be excluded from this book? And why is this testament for this testament? You feel what I'm saying? So why some of us believe in this testament and not this testament? You know, so it's just one big conundrum. It just took me to where, you know, that's where they kind of got us at. You feel what I'm saying? Because you'll have a lot of people saying, just like I say, spirituality really is money. You feel what I'm saying? Funds, information to funds. You know, people of denominations will say that, oh, well, the money is the root to all evil, which I think is really crazy. I think poverty is the root to all evil. You know, when you go to places in poverty, hell, we can go across the river over here another 10-20 minutes and it's damn near mayhem.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and it's poverty there. So where there's poverty, there's crime. There's people hurting one another. There's people taking. You feel what I'm saying? All due to, I would say, the lack of information.
Yeah.
That's why I believe that, you know, the difference between being rich and poor is not, you know, the people or anything. It's information.
The mental aspect.
It's simply information.
Yeah.
It's the information. You know, you can be a millionaire in America and go broke and be a millionaire again in like 6 months. Mm-hmm. You can't do that nowhere else. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? So it all just boils down to the information with me. So yeah, with the religion part, that's where the hold is, where the what was I saying? The church, the school, and the workplace, right? So with the school, right, Rockefeller created this this curriculum that we go abide by, right, to keep us as employers or employees. So that's what we're being taught. You know, 14 years of school, you know, they never taught you how to, you know, cook, clean, sew, crochet. Like, we never learned about credit. You know, we never learned anything about real estate. I went to this private school where we're getting information that's you're paying for it. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
You know, gratefully. But you know,
your first apartment, you don't even know how to fill out like an apartment application.
It's simple
like,
stuff.
Apartment application, like you don't even know how to do that. You know, you don't know that you need renter's insurance to get the apartment. You know, you don't know that you need a certain credit score.
Exactly.
You know, you don't know that you need to make 3 times the rent. You know, I would say that the private school I went to, Loyola dibbed and dabbed on this. You know, of course you're gonna know about APRs. You're gonna know the terminology. Yeah. But as far as the experience and really getting hands-on, which you can't really just, I mean, well, I'm expound on this later, but so stuff like that, you know, just knowing just little things like that, or even like your first homeowner's application, you know, we don't know anything about that. Let alone mortgage. You know, mortgage even means, you know,
basic stuff.
Man. Yeah, and mortgage, define that. It really means the words. It means death. Death. You feel what I'm saying? So you're pledging to death. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people who do get, you know, homes and stuff like that, they get them around the age 30, 35. So most of them sign a 30-year mortgage
agreement. Yeah.
Mortgage agreement. So 35 plus 30, you're gonna be 60. And what do? They predict your average lifespan around what, 72?
70, 80.
And then they 72. Then they want you to retire around what, 70? No, 65.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, usually.
So you're damn near dead,
Mm-hmm.
right? So this is all put together. So your life is calculated, right? So it's just so much that that we're left out on, especially us in the black community. White kids, especially white kids I went to school with, they have nothing to worry about.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying? Their parents really run this city, real talk.
Yeah.
You want to call it a spade.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna miss out on the information because they got
somebody else in place
people
already.
to tell them like, hey, we're gonna set, or they at least get them set up and steer them the right way. They can bump their head 100 times if they want to. They're gonna know that information. So long as they know that information, that keeps them, at that same,
for sure,
that same level as their parents and,
Yeah.
and ones before them. So there's kind of keeping that wealth in the family.
It's
So-
generational wealth at that point. And we talk about generational wealth, those that didn't, the gap between the have and the have-nots is getting wider and wider. But like you say, it's the lack of information, the lack of knowledge, and understanding that if you had the information, what would you do with it? So you're right.
Right, we have that information. That's my whole point of my channel. Spreading that type of information and just giving us some cheat codes.
Yeah.
I done crossed the railroad track over here with these people. I had a lot of people who were really mad at me for going to this school. But I had in the back of my mind, if this sport thing don't work out, I'm gonna have an education. I'm gonna have a good education. And it turns out that everything that I learned in high school, I already knew in college. I didn't learn anything in college except the aspects of criminal justice. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I didn't learn anything new. I had already did it in high school.
Yeah.
So, but 14 years of school, we go pre-K all the way up to senior year. So that's preschool. That's 14 years, right? So we learn nothing about how to food, clothing, shelter. We learn nothing about any of these things. We take a little home ec, maybe, and they teach you how to bake a pie or something like that. But they don't really get down into the nutrition of the food.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
the
What are
rainbow,
you
as you
actually
say.
making? What is this gluten that's in this pie? What is it gonna do to me?
Right.
What is gluten?
Yeah.
They got so many different words and scientific names for these different sugars and fats and stuff like that, and we're just not paying attention. It's not like these people are lying to us, when it comes to this food. And just to expound on that, we live in a seedless society right now. You walk in a supermarket, you go to the fruit,
It's all
everything is seedless.
Yeah.
How? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We even seeing fruits that we never even seen before.
Right.
That they're actually breeding
Yeah.
fruits from Africa and a fruit to a fruit that's in South America. Plants don't have sexual endeavors like that. They ain't cheating. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
This plant over here ain't running over here to Africa and sleeping with this plant over here. Like, it don't work like that.
Right.
Plants aren't humans.
Right.
So these people are actually breeding different plants together, like as they would dogs,
Exactly.
to make different plants.
Yeah.
I mean different fruits. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with animals. The black and white cow isn't the real cow.
The standard cow, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The standard cow was what? God, I looked this up. It's been a
Was
while.
it Japanese cow? The Kobe? No?
One before that, some type of ox.
Okay.
But yeah, and it was bred to create the cow that they got today.
So oxtails is really cow ass. That's what you said?
It's something like
exactly
it. Yeah,
what
it's
it
exactly
has
what
to
it is.
be.
Yeah, it's really the ass.
So good example. So we'll say oxtails. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's oxtails. They good, and don't even realize what
you
we're
eat.
saying.
Yeah.
Nigga, you eating an oxtail. You eating a cow's tail.
Exactly.
Where the shit comes out his ass.
Hey, that's like people eating chitlins.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
You
Like,
feel what I'm saying? I mean, I understand this was, the foods that we were dealt with, due to the hands of slavery. You feel
We
what I'm
ain't
saying?
in slavery
But
no more.
We're not in slavery no more.
I mean,
you know what I'm
technically
saying?
we are, but that's a different story.
You know, I ain't got nothing against pork. I like pork. You feel what I'm saying? But you feel what I'm saying? I mean, I got my reason behind that.
Yeah.
Because you look at our ancestors that was here, and I'm gonna get back on track on topic when I was talking y'all about, you know, food, clothing, shelter, and you know, the workplace, the church, and the school. We're gonna get back to that. But just on a side note, you know, what was I supposed to talk about? I got a little brain fog.
The oxtails and just the different meats. And
Okay, so
chillins, pork.
yeah, okay, so even with pork, you know, due to the hands of slavery, these, you know, we were given these foods to eat, you know. Them people lived for years, hundreds of years, eating pork.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I'm kind of in limbo with pork, and I'll say this too, even just eating meat, like red meat, like, you know, beef. I can't do beef no more.
Yeah.
I don't do milk. My body won't let me do milk no more. You know, milk ain't nothing but another. It's just euphemism for pus. You know,
that's all it is.
Euphematic pus cells. That's all it is. And
okay.
blood.
Yep.
That's what milk is.
Yeah.
And you know, this has been preached upon us that, you know, milk makes strong bones. And
yeah, that's not even true.
Or, you know what I'm saying?
It's not even. It's proven scientifically that is not true.
Yeah, and you know, once I got into my 20s, I think I was like, this was a part of my spiritual journey too.
Yeah.
Like a little bit before. I think this is when I was still playing college football. I couldn't bring myself, because I would get up in the morning, you know, in the morning I'm going to Cav, you know what I'm saying? We got work, we just coming from workouts and all this, and like I'm getting to the point to where I'm like, I can't take in milk anymore. Like, I'm making a bowl of cereal. I love these cereal, you know, and I can't bring myself to eat it. And when I do eat it, it's like I'm in a cringe.
Yeah.
My stomach's in a cringe.
Yeah.
So I just kind of I just left it alone, you know. And ever since then, I haven't dealt with milk, you know, and, you know, just learning about it, you know, as I done put it away, you know, it wasn't no benefit to my body. You know, I've done a lot in my adolescent years as far as building my body, as far as preparing myself athletically. I've been where a lot of these men are trying to go now,
right,
with nutrition and building their bodies and working out and muscle. And I'm here to bust your bubble. Leave the protein shakes alone. All right, you can't create protein. You cannot create amino acids. You feel what I'm saying? I used it. I use creatine too, and they're both trash. You know, it's nothing beneficial to your body. You're better off just eating right, and you know, finding different sources of protein through vegetables or fruit or whatever like that. You know, mostly in your vegetables, you'll find the same sources of protein as meat. You know, you don't necessarily need meat to get protein. That's a big lie. The bad eating to build muscle. It's just, I'm talking about, I used to go crazy at football practice. You know, after weightlifting, you know, I'm taking down 2 double cheese, double bacon Sonic cheeseburgers with the tater tots and the drink. Like, going through it.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm packing, I grow differently as far as genetically. I'm genetically blessed as far as athletic and just physique, but you know, that was terrible. You feel what I'm saying? Now you got men that's in their approaching their 30s and their 40s, you know, trying to build their muscle to it and their body to a certain standard and completely killing themselves. Yeah. So just for me to bounce back on the church, the work, and the school. So I left off with the school, right? I already hit the church, didn't I? So with to leave off with the school, I had to realize that, you know, the best information for me to take in and to be taught was for me to self-teach myself, because I know my best way of learning. Like, even as a kid, when I was going to Benton, you know, and this is very, very common, I would say. If it was common then, I know it's common now in Bossier Parish schools and even other schools. I know it ain't just this parish or, you know, county or throughout America, you know. The black kids in these predominantly white schools, and I can't say this for private schools because my private school is predominantly white, and it probably was only about 25 black people, and I did not deal with not one racist issue when I was there, not one. I probably knew a few people who were racist, but they never showed that to me. So I respect you. You know, even if you do want to show your racism, well, I wouldn't even say racism. I say prejudice towards me. I'm cool with that. At least you showing who you are. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have an issue with you. You know what I'm saying? You are who you are. You know, I'd rather you not fake it. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, to be prejudiced, you know, that's just to hate. You feel what I'm saying? To be racist, that's just you wanting your race to be better than all the others. And I don't see anything wrong with that. I want my race to be better than every other race. You know, and I'm not racist. I got plenty of different friends, you know what I'm saying? And I tell them too, same thing, you know. Just like, you know, you want your race to be superior. You want your race to be superior. It's cool. You know, you're supposed to be the best or want to be the best. You feel what I'm saying? So, on that note, you know, I would say a lot of kids, you know, black kids that's in these predominantly white schools where you got fewer public schools where it's a lower count of black kids and teachers. You know, there's not that many black teachers. We got some. There's more now, I would say, than it was when I was coming up in elementary, middle school, and high school and stuff. It's definitely more now. But you know, that's why I think we should teach our own kids, because we the only ones that probably be able to understand our kids, and on top of that, you know, them having a decent environment on you know, learning. Yeah. You know, I feel as though you shouldn't rely on the school system to teach your kid, or feel as though they should equip your kid mentally with everything they're supposed to know and gearing them for life. Like, there has to be some time, you know, where you pass down, you know, different, you know, knowledge to them. You know, you can't just expect them to be fully equipped, you know. That's their curriculum. You can't expect someone to, I'll just paint this picture. You can't expect someone to play the same game that you're playing and expect them to let you get the upper hand at the same time, or give you a cheat code, or let you get a little bit ahead, or let you get on their level. This is a game. You feel what I'm saying? Yep. And it's about, you know, who's ahead of who at the end of the day, so to speak. But who's gonna give you the upper hand? You feel what I'm saying? When you're a part of that system, you know, their game that they're playing. You know, why would I do that? Why would I give you, you know, some extra bullets we at war? Why would I throw you some extra bullets to shoot me with? You feel what I'm saying? That's true. Why would I do that? Yeah. You know, that's completely insane. So we have to understand that and keep that mentality. You know, that's why I go back to self-education is some of the best education. It is. Because, you know, what I've self-taught myself, I've learned way much more, you know, through I would with school. Yep. Yeah. You know, so at some point in time, we're going to have to realize and break down, you know, we as parents, friends, family, you know, when we get this information, we have to pass this down to the kids, because they're not going to be taught none of this. And just for me, by having the experience of going to school with kids, almost all the kids that graduated my class, everybody going to top D1s, you know, LSU, the Alabamas, the Dartmouths, the Harvards, the, you know, the Cornells, you know, Ivy Leagues, you know, a lot of them kids, they don't go to school to necessarily learn. They go to make connections. You feel what I'm saying? Yep. They go to make connections to get to where they want to be in the next step of life. You know, put heads together and come up with ideas. You know, Zuckerberg, they came up with Facebook in like 30 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? Just putting heads together and just actually putting the action work to it. So it's all, you know, about, you know, seeking that education and us teaching our own selves. That's what it's gonna boil down to. And ain't nobody gonna save us but us. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Especially with this information. So on to the workplace. I'm gonna leave school alone. On to the workplace, right? Okay, so let's take a broad look at this. So at work, you're, especially in daylight savings time, most people are waking up and going to their work, especially let's say someone like my father, mother and father. We live on the outskirts of town, so it takes us about roughly 20-25 minutes to get to work. My father used to work at Swepco, so him driving from Benton to Swepco is probably about a good 20-25 minutes with traffic combined. So he's getting up to get to work around 5-ish, 5:30-ish to get to work, to be there around about 7:30, I would say. Then, you know, he's ahead of time type person anyway. So you're waking up, the sun's down. He's getting off at 5:30. Let's say it's daylight saving time. That's half the year, a quarter of the year. Definitely a quarter of the year. So you're waking up in darkness and going home in darkness. So you're damn near every American is vitamin D deficient. So you're missing the sunlight. So what happens when you're missing sunlight? You know, no solar. You know, and just like, you know, there's solar, then you got lunatics. You know, so you got people that's turning into lunatics,
literally,
because of due to lack of the sun, and the sun is there simply to sustain life. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that's where you get your best source of vitamin D at. You know, you can't get vitamin D, first of all, speaking on vitamins, you can't get vitamins from a pill. You know, when you try to take vitamins and put it into something like that, it makes it dead. So you're just taking vitamins and all this access is just building up. Feel what I'm saying? You can't get that. You can't get something that provides itself earthly and put it into a pill. Right.
It's like putting air in a capsule. It's like
you know,
it's great. No.
So it's kind of crazy on that. So that's what we're dealing with here. Plus, on top of that, we have no time to really. Well, let me bounce back one time. So we're doing this day in, day out, year after year. You feel what I'm saying? We done created careers over time. 10 years, 20 years, and you're like, oh, I want to build my 401k, I want pension, I want benefits for this, you know, I want to keep my job for all of this, right? So you're staying on the job essentially for that, and you're waking up, you're going home to take a shower, you're going home to eat, to prepare to do the same thing the next day, over and over and over and over and over again. So you end up not really finding out what's your real purpose or your potential.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a superhero that he knows his powers, but he don't know all of his capability. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So a lot of us kind of, and I think that was really one thing that was really good about the pandemic. You know, it kind of
definitely
like made people just stop,
sit down and think about it,
and be like, okay, what do I do? What have I been doing? What else can I do?
Right.
I have an opportunity to do something. A lot of people had an opportunity to do a lot of new things because their previous jobs may let them go or whatever it may have been, you know, or they got a chance to navigate their creativity, you know, as far as business. And, you know, that was just really great. But aside from that, you know, it's just like you're a robot.
Right.
You're programmed.
Yeah.
So that's why I say we got to unplug from the program. This is the program. They have you at the school, they got you at the church, and they got you at the workplace. That's the program. That's my whole motto.
Constantly keeping you busy.
I tell people we have to unplug from this program. We have to unplug from this beast. At some certain point, we have to stop feeding it, because that's what we're doing. We're feeding it. We're feeding into it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what due to all this studying and time that I took out, you know, I had to, you know, really bring it to the forefront. You know, what's going to be really vital out of all this information, and that's the finances.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? So first off, I tell people when it comes to investing in yourself, the first thing you should do is really invest in yourself by way of mutual fund. So you got mutual funds. A lot of people don't really know what mutual funds are. So mutual funds are just these pools of people, right? but they're categorizing you off a base of an intrinsic search of your parents' background due to the circumstances of you by birth, of coming here, right? So that's how they categorize you, by environment, by credit scores, where you live, geographic region, what's probable to happen in these areas, the crime, all this different stuff is factored into the decision of pulling you into these certain groups. So they pull you into these certain groups. You can get your birth certificate, and the first 3 numbers on it is how you can go on fidelity.com. You can type in the search bar, because you are stock on the stock market. So you'll be there, put those first 3 numbers in, and bring up your mutual fund. You'll see all the companies that's investing in you, the top 10 companies that's invested in you, and you'll see that, you know, they're actually predicting what you will bring in a lifetime for them, basically. You know, I even looked up mine. You know, companies like Ecolab, Sherwin-Williams. Man, it's just so many companies that, like, you'll be like, what the hell? So these mutual funds, like I say, they're all based off upon what they project that you will do. You know, you go to jail. You know, hell, they'll place you in the category of a bunch of people that's like you, a bunch of criminals. So they're investing in this fund because they're projecting on, okay, this Negro, he finna go to jail. How many times? He got how many DUIs? Oh, he got this type of felony? Oh yeah, he gonna go again. Oh, he got this many drug charges. Oh, let's just amount and tally up how many times he may go and how many restitution charges that he'll pay to the court and the state. And oh, let's see how many Nike tennis shoes this nigga may make, or t-shirts or belts, or something that they can supply for these different corporations that's actually bought into these private prisons. And let's see what he'll project for us. So that's, and as black people, we have the highest yield when we're born in this country. We got the highest yield. So we're worth more than anybody in America that I can say. So that's what we're looking at. This is war. It's like war. So, you know, what if I told you that you can invest in your own incarceration? You could. You can invest in your own incarceration and start doing crimes out here for real. But no, I shouldn't say that. Some niggas that may watch this may go make it let me call this nigga across town. Let me go hit him up.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So we don't want to give out too many ideas, but you can if you want me to call a spade a spade. So that's what we come into with the stock market. We have to start off, and if we want to really invest in ourselves, we should invest in your mutual fund first. So that just led me into stocks. White people know about stocks, so I'm in Loyola, so I'm in the loop. Of course, everybody like me. I'm their Lord and Savior, damn near.
Yeah.
Well, I was at the time, but I was there. But well, other people too. We have some pretty good people. I would say I can't give all the love to me. But like, I'm in the loop. Just, you know, I'm case studying at this point, right? I'm still case studying because I'm living this. So and you know, they talking about stocks and all this different stuff, and like, I ain't got no clue. It's like Japanese to me at this point in time. So I hear a little bit about Bitcoin. I hear a little bit about crypto, but you know, I don't know nothing about this. So I graduate, fast forward 6-7 years, right? So high school, then I fast forward 6-7 years. So I end up accidentally investing in some crypto when it was this like 2017. Well, I say what, 4-5 years later. So it's like 2017. I graduated 2014. So it's like 2017 and 2018. I'm investing. I'm like, well, you know, what is this Dogecoin or whatever? I was like, well, it's just 1 cent. So I just put some money on. I put like $14 on it. So roll around 2019. All this information is coming about stock market, crypto, all this. I'm like, dang, I remember I did something with this, but I don't really know much about this. So it goes back to self-education. I knew that it was making a lot of people money, so I had to force myself in it, even though I didn't, you know, black people, us as black people, we don't know nothing about no damn stocks and charts and shit.
Right.
When we hear stocks, we think it's the devil. You feel what I'm saying? We want to run from it, damn near. So I'm paying attention, and I'm just gaining as much information as I can, trying to make as less mistakes as I possibly can, because I understand that there is a risk at play, of course. So the best way I understood to do it is by way of current events, watching the news and understanding that the news gives you the idea and the clues of what's actually going on. Like, you can invest in a war right now if you really wanted to. You feel what I'm saying? It's always going to be companies that's going to be up and down. You feel what I'm saying? Like right now, of course, our market is trash. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of people will look at it, especially us as black people, will look at it like, oh, that market's trash. They done robbed all them people of their money. Or you can see the stock market, it crashed. Oh, it's going to be the dollar's going to crash. So we've been preached upon all this time that, oh, the dollar's going to crash. What the hell are we waiting on? We just going to wait for it to crash and be broke and poor and complain about the white man being in the way of why we can't get what we want in life, right? So that's our excuse, right? And here we go with that thing again. Money is the root of all evil. That's implanted in the back, programmed
For sure.
in the back of our mind, right? So I feel like all these things are thrown at us to keep our people away from investing in ourselves and investing into this country and the other things too. So it's just by way of current events and things that's happened to give you the clues of what you need to be doing, give you some foresight. So I understood that early on, and once I invested in this, I see this thing go up from like 5 cents or actually it was 0.1 to like 70 cents. But by the time it came to like 7 cents, I reinvested. I put like $740 on it. So I watched this thing go up over a 2-week span, and it came out to be like over 5K. But I had other people in my group chat, I'm putting them on game too, because I'm getting a lot of game from celebrities and stuff like that by way of their chats and information, and just keying in on what they talking about. A lot of people, it's going over a lot of people's head at this time, because don't nobody know about Forex at this time. Nobody knows about any of this stuff. So Bitcoin, Dogecoin, none of that. So all this stuff going over everybody else's head, but I'm listening. So I watch this thing shoot up. So I take my money out and I watch it just pancake and just go all the way down again. So that made me understand. I'm like, okay, all right, this is why our people are afraid of investing into this, because they see it go up and it go down. But if we just approach it with the same mentality as it do as the money that we spend on shopping, you don't go to the store trying to go buy the most expensive thing, especially if you ain't got it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But you looking for the sale. Now is the sale time. When it's down, buy it cheap. Then when it goes up, you reap the big bread. You just want to keep paying attention to current events. Know what you're investing in. Research what you're investing in. Most importantly, you just don't invest in stuff just because somebody else is investing to it. We love to get on Facebook and say, I post some receipts from people that's reap some gains out of my chat, my money text, and people will see it and just be asking questions like, do I need to go invest now? How much I need to put in now? And they trying to ride the wave then, but it's too late. You can't ride that wave then. You gotta be ready for it ahead of time. So that's why I encourage my people, invest. You don't have to be scared. It's just all about, these people, they telling you what's going on. You just gotta pay attention. I even run it all the way back to like, what we eating when I was talking about the food. They're not lying to us. The navigation to our reality. Words are the GPS to our reality. So I just started paying attention. Like, let's say I asked myself this question. I was like, if you wanted to really just get rid of a mass of people, how would you really get them? What would you do? How would you attack them? Of course you're not. Well, a weird way would to be, okay, yeah, you can blow them up, but that'll be quite gore. and kind of something wild to do, and it'd be kind of inhumane. So I wouldn't do that. But what'll be something that'll work and be very effective, and something that'll get all of them.
Silent but deadly type of shit.
Water. So I started paying attention, and I started realizing that like when I would drink water, it would like make my body heat up. Like certain brands of water, it would make like I would drink it and make my body like really heat up to where I'll be damn near sweating. So I'm like, why would I drink this water? I feel like this, and I was like, damn. I was like, well, I guess I'll try another type of water or whatever. You go get the expensive water.
Right, thinking that's gonna do something better.
You got Ascension, you got Fuji. Well, Fuji is a decent one.
Fuji's good.
What else that we got?
The Essentials water.
Essentials, I said that one.
What was that?
All this hot
Smart
water.
Design
water. All these waters with this pretty decorations and stuff on them. If you start reading them, you'll realize that they have no source of where the water is coming from. They only give you like a 1-800 number for you to call.
Right.
Any questions about the water or whatever. And on top of that, on the top of the number they give you to call, it's gonna state what's in the water.
And it'll actually
all
tell
types
you what
of
company.
different chemicals.
And that you can't pronounce.
First of all, this is what we have to understand, y'all. Once something else is added to water, it's not
no
water
longer water anymore.
So usually I wouldn't drink this water, and nothing against y'all.
No, you straight.
But I'm really thirsty, and I had to drink this water. But I don't. This is the thing. This is why I say words of GPS or navigation. Okay, anything that's purified, anything that's concentrated, anything that's artificially flavored, anything that is what's another word that you would see on waters and juices and stuff like that? Pasteurized. Pasteurized. If you see any of these words, run away from it. Because, or if you see reverse osmosis, that's basically turning dirty water to clean. It's the look, it's still dirty, but it appears to be clean. You feel what I'm saying? So purified is nothing but the same process of reverse osmosis, right? So when it comes to like, well, I'll just stay with water right now. Purified, that's reverse osmosis, and you got water that don't give you no source. You got pretty water bottles. So spring water is gonna be your best bet. It's natural. It gives you a source of where it's coming from. A lot of them that I would see, they may say that they from Spring Hill, Louisiana, some from the Ouachita Springs, Hot Springs, Arkansas, different places like that. Places where there are natural geysers and springs and stuff like that. That's your water you want to really take in. All this other stuff they got going on, they're playing games here. But we just gotta pay attention. And I feel like I say, if you wanted to really get rid of a mass of people, you get them with the water.
Yep.
And what are they preaching? What? Oh, the earth is too populated, or we're running out of food. That's why they're trying to, make it come with robots to create food now. They even 3D printing meat. You feel what I'm saying? They 3D printing guns. They're 3D printing houses. They're 3D printing a lot of things. You feel what I'm saying? So, and they preach this narrative, and it's a lie. You feel what I'm saying? If we really wanted to, what is the earth? It's about 7 billion people, right? So mathematically, technically, we can fit everyone in the state of Texas mathematically. When it comes to square footage, everybody will be allowed probably around, roughly, give or take, 1,000 square foot per person. You can take the whole world and put them in Texas, and it'll accommodate the whole world mathematically. And you can look at different maps. Like even when we was in school, you got Peter's projectory, the maps, where it will project that you see these different countries, and you got Africa, you know, us, and you got Europe over here, and it appears that Europe is damn near bigger than Africa. When as far as square footage, it's not.
Right.
And it appeared that they even call it Eurasia. Asia and Europe try to team up together and try to make it bigger than Africa. Africa is the biggest continent. You can put every continent inside of Africa. You feel what I'm saying? We could dedicate the whole rest of the world to agriculture and put everybody in Texas and we'll be fine. So how the hell we run out of food? You feel what I'm saying? How are we overpopulated?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, just with me experiencing all this, man, you know, we just gotta open our eyes. Definitely.
Yeah.
With the juices, you know, even a lot of these juices, it's not like they're lying to us with this information. They'll tell you on the juice is like 6% juice. You know, they'll tell you everything. What is everything else?
Right.
What's the other 94?
For
you
sure.
know, it's really wild. So even with you know, it'll tell you also everything else that it's made up of. So there's a lot of stuff we really just gotta stay away. Really everything in the grocery store is really pretty much garbage, so to speak. Probably except the fruit, and that's almost garbage too. So it boils down to us realizing what is for us. You feel what I'm saying? As far as our diet that we need to be eating, we need to get back to some type of common customs for the ones that were before us, or at least all to come together and say, hey, this is what we gonna eat.
For sure.
And this is what it's gonna be. This is what it's gonna be for us, and this is what's gonna be beneficial. Because you look into other cultures, they got holistic foods that they eat. You know what I'm saying? And that they use to cure certain things in the body. You know, and I always distinct. You know, Africans are different from niggas.
Right. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like we the same, but we different.
Yeah.
Okay? You know, I mean, their hair don't even grow like ours. You know what I'm saying? You know, let's just call it spade a spade. You know, but you know, just like you got different white people of the world and different Asians and different Mexicans, it's different types of black people. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just gonna take. You know, they have unity and love over there in Africa. You know, one thing that we lack over here in our community.
For sure. And
So it's just gonna have us coming together with those common customs, religion, teaching, and what we gonna eat. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
just with, you know, this whole journey, you know, so with what it boils down to, so everything that you take in from what you're eating controls on and relies on how you think. So the brain and the stomach is connected via the vagus nervous system. So therefore what you eat is how you think.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
You
So
are what
what
you
are
eat.
we eating?
Yeah.
What are our children eating? We eating hog maws. we eating cows' tails and hooves and nose and ass.
Turkey necks.
You feel what I'm saying? So where are we going? You know, it's barbaric, damn near.
I was just about to say that.
You feel what I'm saying? So, and a lot of this stuff, you know, that we eating, you know, we're really like signing ourselves off from the people that we really love, because it's gonna kill us one day. But you know, you can only get right with so much. There's so much.
For sure.
They coming at us in so many different directions.
It's really
these days.
spiritual warfare on all levels.
Real talk. So with you know relying on putting the right things in your body to what how you think, you know, that's gonna rely on, you know, your spirituality as far as your funds, your money, what you gonna put towards, you know, that mentality, that cognitive thinking, and the right decision to make as far as business. You know, that's why most of my content, you know, before I got my channel deleted, it was strictly financial literacy, and like it is now, but I had so much more information for y'all that I can only say so much in this one segment, y'all. But you know, with business, we have to understand that, especially us as black people, we want everything in our name. You know, and that's one of the worst things that we will want. You know, stop thinking that, oh, I have to have this in my name, or priding yourself that I got this in my name or that. You need to leave self alone when it comes to finances. You need to have it in that business name, no matter what that business may be. You need, that car need to be in the business name. That house, that business, that light bill, that water bill. You feel what I'm saying? That way you're paying a business rent, a business mortgage, a business water bill, light bill, and it's much cheaper. And a lot of times, that's a whole nother person that you're dealing with, your business. It's not physical, but it has the same actions and as intentions as a human on paperwork, So that's what a lot of us are really missing, especially in the business realm. We see a lot of these Arabs, a lot of Asian community, Africans coming from way across the water, coming over here getting that
money.
Y'all,
getting fucking
what
money.
in the hell is going on here? You feel what I'm saying? So it makes you question, what are we doing?
Right. Yeah.
We've been here for how long? What, 500 years? And we're still complaining about what we can't do and what information we can't get when it's all there. We all got one of these.
Right.
We all got one of these. We all got 24 hours in a day. Well, not technically, but we do. We all got the same time. Apply yourself, as far as the knowledge. It's obviously something that everybody else knows that we don't. Or that we not seeking. You feel what I'm saying? There's no reason or why African and I'm not, like I told you, I ain't racist, but there's no reason why a Mexican, an African, a Russian, or a Middle Eastern should come all the way, trek all the way over here to America, where we've been at for 400 plus years, and figure it out, or have it figured out in what, a year, 2 years time?
2 years, yeah, probably, yeah.
2 years time, right? So it's something that we're missing, and it's the information.
Yeah,
it's the information. So that's my whole point of creating this program that I got, putting people in position to feed, to at least clothe our community. You feel what I'm saying? It's what the clothing industry is like a $7 billion industry, and everybody need clothes. You feel what I'm saying? So I sourced myself by way of Charleston White. I ain't trying to, claim myself to his name or nothing like that. I actually paid my homage to him. But this is the person that actually got me to where I wanted to be in the clothing industry. And, he was expounding on the same thing. It's just about us, putting each one another in position to clothe or at least feed our community in some type of way. No matter what it is, some type of service. We can't allow these people, we're already allowing it, but we can't keep letting these people keep coming from across the world into our communities over here and supplying us with our essential needs and goods. You go to any hood in America, there's an Arab, there's an Asian, there's one of the two that set up shop in our neighborhood, and they selling us Kool-Aid. They selling us nachos.
Doing nails.
They selling nigga shit. You feel what I'm saying? Doing nails. Like, one thing that everybody understands in this world that we don't understand is that America has niggas. It ain't niggas nowhere else in this country. We were bred here. We were Africans at one point, but they bred us to what we are now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has what they call it, reparations and everything. What the Indians take on the red man, they take on the Indian. We have to take on something, embrace something. We don't even know what to call ourselves. We can't all agree that we black people.
Yeah, that's true.
Some of us think we Moors. Some of us thinking that we Israelites. And some of us think we Africans or we're Pan-African. Like, it's just so much shit. So we have to understand that we are the world's greatest consumer. And America has the greatest consumer. Everybody else understand that. And they understand that we don't produce or manufacture enough. Now, believe it or not, we have plenty of people that produce and manufacture in our community, and I applaud them for that, but we just don't have enough. We don't have enough. And that damn near will never ever be enough. There's room for everybody. But we got this crab in the bucket mentality. Oh, this person's doing what I'm doing, so I ain't finna do that because they doing it. when you know you can do, it's your lane, you can do your own thing too. You know, it doesn't have to be the same, but you know, it's just a weird mentality that we have as a people that we've been programmed to think like. So, you know, we gotta find something, you know, to start supplying our people, because that's the only way we're gonna start making our dollar circulate. That's the only way we're gonna get back to where we need to be financially as a people, as a whole. It can't just be, okay, I always say this, it's easier to be poor than it is to be rich. And the reason for that is because it's only 5% of people in the world that reaches wealth. So what makes you think it's hard to be rich? What makes you think it's hard to be rich? So that means that it's only 5% of the people in the world that actually applies this information. You feel what I'm saying? To be on that level. So how is it hard for you to be rich? It's hard to be poor. It costs to be poor.
Yeah.
It costs to be poor. Real talk. So we got to do that, and that's what my whole vendor program is for. SuperbGarb.net. Y'all can always visit me at Jack of All Trades TV if y'all want to hear me expound on all these different situations that we got going and hear pick my brain. You feel what I'm saying? We're gonna have some different other segments here too also, that I plan on coming back, and we just chopping up game. We're gonna chop up a little more game here too.
Most
for y'all.
definitely, yeah.
Behind the scenes, you know, just on some different other topics, but I had to bring y'all full circle from where I came from.
Appreciate you so much.
You know, and I had so much more to say, but we gotta just wrap it up.
We gonna do another episode.
Yeah, we'll do another episode. For right now, like I say, I lost my channel at like 5K subs. It was linked to my high school account, and they had to delete all the alumni emails, which Google didn't give them the unlimited space, so they had to do it. So unfortunately, my channel got wiped. So I'm rebuilding back up, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming with the information weekly. So yeah, man, make sure y'all go over to Jack of All Trades TV and y'all give me a subscribe, man. A couple likes up, you know, show some love.
You got other social media, Facebook, Instagram?
Yeah, I do. If y'all want to catch me on social media, Facebook, I'm Eldrick English, and you can catch SuperbGarb.net on Facebook also, and on Instagram, El Almighty is ELL_Almighty. So y'all can catch me on that way too, man.
For sure. Do you have your social media?
My Facebook is Angelica Reed, last name REID, and then you can follow me on TikTok at The Hair Connoisseur, and I mostly upload on there, so y'all can follow me on there. My Facebook hair page is Comb Talk Hair, so you can just follow me on that page and then follow me on TikTok.
Perfect. And y'all know we are Ascension Ave and Shreveport Live. Y'all can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Shreveport Live, Ascension Ave, and sKorner. You'll just catch me on YouTube under Shreveport Live. I'll put all the information in the description, and that's how y'all can find us. And stay tuned for the next segment that we have with these beautiful people. And yeah, we'll catch y'all later next time. Peace, y'all.